How's it going, guys, and welcome to the park. Today I'm on the road, which is a perfect opportunity to talk to you about this thing. This is my EDC kit. So I've built this kit over a lot of years and kind of perfected the contents of it, but the satellite to any good kit is also what's in your pocket. So just a really quick pocket check, because a lot of you guys have been asking for that anyways. I have got the SOG Pentagon XR. Love this knife, or I guess I should say SOG Pentagon XR with the XR lock. Out of all of the kind of axis lock type locks out there, honestly, this XR lock I think might be my favorite. I have a pen. I always have a pen on me because I always have a pocket journal. I've got the Phoenix E12. This is the V2. My last V1 finally gave out on me. And I love this light. 3 settings, really simple. I don't need a strobe. I need something really small that's gonna be dull or bright. And then I have this hairband around it. A lot of you guys have noticed. Some of you know what it's for, some of you don't. I use this hairband to attach the light to my glasses so that it's like a headlamp, or it's also, you know, if there's a lady in your life or a lady you're breaking the ice with, it can be a hair tie for somebody who has long hair. Could be for guys with long hair too. I know Peter McKinnon does this as well for that exact reason. And then finally, kind of the jewel of my pockets is my Victorinox Compact. This is the most consistent piece of carry that I have. This is the custom one that I made with my Carta handles, and I replaced that dang parcel hook with a Phillips screwdriver finally. So I have a full video on this build, so go check that out if this is something that piques your interest. If you're digging the stuff I'm doing here, it'd really help me out if you could subscribe and turn on notifications. Let's get back to the video. All right, jumping into the kit. Now here's the thing, I travel a lot. I do a lot of different things in a lot of different places. I mean, literally on any given day, I could be building a cabinet, I could be producing a video, or I could be wandering the deserts, right? So this EDC kit follows me just about everywhere. I don't take it backpacking or anything like that, but just about anywhere. So kicking it off, we have it's the ZMI Power Pack 2000. 2000? Nope, 20,000. It's just a basic power pack. It's got 2 USB ports. It has a USB-C port for output or input. And the reason I specifically chose this is because it fits inside of my pack. It'll charge my phone a million times. I can even run my laptop off this thing, which is really handy because I do a lot of laptop work not near any outlets. So really useful piece of kit here. That pairs with, of course, I've got a cord for my phone. I use an iPhone. I don't really care about phones. I don't really like phones, but I do have a charger cable in there for my phone. So if I find myself in a situation where I need to be charging it, which is often, to pair with the cord, I have the power pack, but I also have, this is just an Anchor wall port charger deal. And the cool thing about this is that it has USB and USB-C inputs. So the really neat thing about this is if I don't want to bring my laptop charger along with me, or if I need to charge 2 items at one time, I can use the USB-C and the USB at the same time. And yeah, this thing's really handy. It's a fast charger, so whatever I plug into it, it gives it a ton of juice. So really like this thing, and it fits in really nicely in my pack. Again, some of these choices are about how well does it fit and what does the job that it does. To kind of round out my charging options, because again, I find myself in a lot of different places and a lot of different things, I have just this like cheap little cigarette lighter. I don't even think they put cigarette lighters in those anymore, but cheap little cigarette lighter, USB charger. This comes in really handy. I do a lot of work with an off-road brand. I do some work with a performance car brand. I do some work with Harley Davidson. And so I find myself in a lot of different vehicles. I mean, literally on any given week, I could be driving anywhere from like 4 to 5 different vehicles. Some of them have charging ports, some of them don't. All of them have a cigarette lighter. So this is a way that I keep my phone charged, running maps and stuff like that as I'm traveling around. I also have a USB-C cable in there as well for USB-C charging. I wish the iPhones would just go to USB-C, and then I would literally only need a USB-C, but I also have this in there charging GoPros and a million other things that run on USB-C. By the way, most of these items have links down in the description. All right, charging is now actually out of the road. So the next thing that we've got is just some general use electric tape. I wonder why. I use this as a bandage more than I use it for anything else, but it comes in really handy just for like locking things down. kind of a silly example. I'm working on a 1987 Harley Davidson chopper. I'm doing a build on it. I took it up to the Harley dealership to order some parts for it so we can do some videos on it. And it had a tank on it, but the tank was loose. It wasn't bolted in or anything. It's a chopper, it's not done. So I literally took this out of my EDC pack. I wrapped a bunch of tape around the tank, and then I drove, you know, 250 miles or whatever, and the tank stayed on. So this comes in handy for a lot of weird reasons, but I'll be 100% honest, like cuts and nicks, and I mean, my hands are always tore up, is probably the reason I use it the most. I don't cut myself with my knife very often, but just doing the things I do, I end up with cut hands. So really, really useful to have some multi-use electric tape, whatever you want to call it. Then from there, another essential for any good road dog out there is a spork. Now this may seem really, really silly, but the reality is I use, let's see, I wanted to do this video for a while, so I've kind of been paying attention. In the last 7 days, I think I've used this spork 3 times. So, I mean, it can be as simple as like, you're going through a drive-through, you gotta hit the road, they didn't put a fork in your thing. Honestly, that can just straight up ruin your ability to eat your meal. That's what this comes in handy for. Also, you know, you could just be like hanging out with people that have some extra food and you have a spork to dive in. Just depends on where you're at. So I really love this spork. I use it very, very often, comes in very handy. Many things have come and gone, but the spork has stayed. And that's something that's actually really important about this type of idea is it's important to like carry it regularly and tune it for what your needs are. Another item that I think is a little strange, but obviously isn't because I use it all the time, is fingernail clippers. So I'm on the road a lot. I'm on camera often. And, you know, I actually use these literally right before we started shooting. And fingernail clippers come in super handy. I don't really use them for anything else. I literally just use them to clip my nails. But, you know, when you're on the road for a week or 2 at a time, my nails grow really fast and they come in really handy. So fingernail clippers. Of course, I can't hit the road without some sort of a multi-tool. So this is the Leatherman Wave Plus, and the reality of it is I have to have tools on me. I'm always doing something different. I can't always have the luxury of carrying a multi-tool on my belt. I do have my Victorinox in my pocket, which honestly I use a ton and is very, very handy. But when things get a little more serious, I go for the Leatherman Wave. Now, I'm a big Leatherman guy. A lot of you guys already know that. The Surge and the Wave are my favorite multi-tools. However, Gerber just released something called the Dual Force, and my interests are piqued. So maybe a Dual Force will end up in the kit eventually, but Leatherman Wave Plus, super handy on the road for numbers of reasons. To go along with that, because obviously that's only a set of pliers, I also carry a small crescent wrench. Very, very handy. Yeah, great little crescent wrench. And then finally, on this side of the kit, a Sharpie, just a general purpose Sharpie. And on the back, it's got like the pen Sharpie to it. So it's a marker and a pen, just random useful things. All right, on the next side, we have super glue. This also exists primarily for first aid reasons, but I find lots of random things to do with it as well. One reason that I chose this specific super glue, I've tried a bunch, is that I opened this one a few months ago and it's still liquid. So the Gorilla super glue, I'm sure there's others, but the Gorilla super glue works really well and will be wet when you need it to be. I have some gift cards, and these have kind of just worked their way in here, just to like have random ability to like get gas or get a treat if I lose my wallet. So this is a 7-Eleven gift card that was given to me for my birthday for Slurpees, and this is just a Visa gift card that I can use on the road if I need to get gas or something like that. I have 2 different fire starters in here. So I do have a little book of matches, and then I do have a lighter. Now, on the lighter, I just want to say really quick, Zippos are cool, fancy butane lighters are cool, but I'm gonna tell you right now, if you want the most reliable lighter that you can get, literally just buy these cheap, like 7-Eleven, Bic, whatever they are, lighters. This lighter is probably a few years old, and like it's windy right now, so I can't show you, but this thing lights up every single time. Never dries up, never have an issue. Just leave it in the kit, forget about it. And then finally, kind of in the bottom pockets here, I do have a set of AirPods. I'll be 100% honest, I don't use these very often. I found these, these were given to me, and I don't use them very often, but they are really useful when I need them. So this is a cool way to just tack into some music when I need to, or get some work done quietly if there's a lot of noise around me. All right, and then in the upper zipper pocket here, we have a very specific amount of batteries, okay? There is a reason for these. So I have 3 AA batteries and I have 4 AAA batteries. Now the reason for this exact amount is because I started this kit off with 1 AA battery and 2 AAA batteries, and slowly I found, wait, I need another AA, or wait, I need a couple more AAAs. And so it's gotten to the point, I think the last trip that I took where I needed batteries was in December. Actually, was the last time I added a battery. I added 1 AAA battery, because obviously with this kit, it doesn't need to be everything all the time, but it just needs to be those things that you just can't do without when you do need them. Don't use the batteries very often, but what I found is for like different controllers or different equipment that I use on shoots, this is the perfect amount of batteries thus far. So since December, I haven't added another battery, so maybe hopefully I finally found the perfect form on that. All right, and then in the we're out in nature, we got a bug on me. I got a little bit of gum. You can tell I haven't gotten to this very often, but again, traveling on the road a lot, sometimes you need to freshen up that breath. That's what the gum's for. And then in the zipper pocket, I also have 1 more gift card. I actually forgot this was in here. I'm probably gonna use it today for Wendy's. Wendy's is kind of an easy, cheap go-to. You can find them everywhere. So great card for that. And then the actual kit, the box, whatever you want to call this thing, the bag that everything is in. This is just some like cheapo bag I got at Target like a while ago. I fully expected this mesh stuff to like break and wear out. Still hasn't. I think I've been carrying this exact one for I think at least 3 years, and it still holds up like a champ, even with all that metal and stuff in there clanking around. So really useful thing. You can get them at Target. I think they're like 10 or 15 bucks. Like no stress, super easy. And that is my EDC kit. So I kind of touched on this a little bit as I was going through some of the items. All of this stuff is like really personalized to me. If you were looking to build your own EDC kit, there's probably a lot of good things here to start with and kind of figure out what works for you. But the biggest thing with something like this, it's exactly like what you carry in your pocket. You want it to be specific to what your needs are. And like I said, my philosophy is kind of like, what is the thing that if I don't have, I'm just screwed, I'm stopped, I'm dead in the water, right? And so like all of these things, like I can keep stuff charged, I can keep myself from bleeding, I can keep a basic level of hygiene with some gums and some fingernail clippers, I can keep myself fed, you know, like I can get my work done with the AirPods. Just things like that are really, really important. When you consider your daily needs, you might be able to find something or put together something that's a little bit smaller than this. This bag is just a little bit cumbersome, but it packs so much utility that I just don't mind it. Like I will carry this thing all the time, every day, everywhere that I can, because it is so useful. And when I have it on me, if my Victorinox and my pocket knife won't get the job done, I know I have what I need inside of this thing. I hope that gives you guys a useful insight into just the idea of an EDC kit, show you a little bit about what I'm carrying and why I'm carrying it. And I'd love to hear what you guys are carrying. I know a lot of you guys probably already have kits similar to this. So if you carry the same stuff or if you carry something a little different, I heard of a guy that carries earplugs with him, and I kind of like that idea because I'm also on random motorcycles a lot. I was like, oh, it might be nice to like throw earplugs in every once in a while. So let me know what you're carrying, because I might add or take, I probably won't take away, but I might add something to my kit if you give me a good suggestion. Thanks so much guys for watching this video, really appreciate it, and catch you on the next one.